to another episode. I'm thrilled to have Alana Busse from Alana Busse Construction with us today. Alana, thank you so much for being the speaker today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. And you?
Great. Thank you very much. And I just want to dive right in. So, what would you say to a family that's decided to stay in their home long term, but feels like their kitchen or bathroom isn't telling their story or aligning with their lifestyle needs?
I think it's figuring out why is it not aligning with your lifestyle needs anymore. So a lot of times people maybe moved into what they thought might be their starter home and they were maybe a young couple, no kids yet, figuring maybe they would move. And now with the market being the way it is, it's a little bit harder to move to somewhere else. And so now trying to take that home that was maybe just for the two of them and make it more family friendly for a couple of kids they have, the dog, the whole big active lifestyle that they've now kind of had versus when they first bought the home. So what's really important is to just kind of go through what the growth, what their kind of thoughts were when they purchased the property and what they loved about the kitchen and the bathrooms, and maybe now what's changed in their life and why it's not functioning for them. Maybe they're plan on staying. A lot of times we have clients that are going to stay in their homes now forever. They've decided and they're starting to age in place. And so we're focusing on their bathrooms and making those able so they can stay in the homes that they love and just tweak it towards their new lifestyle.
Hmm. That's a beautiful way to put it. And speaking of creating spaces like that resonate, how do you ensure that each project at Lana Bussey Construction goes beyond functionality to truly reflect the essence and the personality of the family living in their space?
So we always like to get to know our clients really well. Everybody's space is very personalized to themselves. So, are you more active? Are you more of a homebody? Do you like to entertain? We really want to see your space and understand it and how you want to use it so that we can personalize it to each and every one of our clients. We have different checklists, different questions, different things we're going to ask you. We might ask if you're going to entertain, how many people do you want to entertain? How often are you going to entertain in your kitchen? Do you like to cook? Is it more extravagant meals? Is it more microwaving and heating things up in the oven? All of those things help us really make a space specifically for you and your family and how you live.
For sure. For me, microwaving is really good. That's what I like. And I can see how your approach would make a difference as well, like making everything depending on the person's needs. And what's your approach to collaborating with homeowners to create spaces that aren't just functional, but become a genuine expression of their journey and dreams?
So, what we love doing with homeowners, because every homeowner is different, everyone has a different taste and a different personality and different likes and dislikes. We always work with our homeowners to come up with the specific materials that fit their lifestyle, from maybe things that are easy maintenance to things that are beautiful to I've had some clients that absolutely love different shades of blue and how we're going to work in different shades of blue. We have our homeowners collect photos of maybe other things they've seen on House or Pinterest so we can get a really good sense of their style, and then we kind of work off of that and by seeing existing spaces in their home. If you love your living room or your dining room, that flow from that living room and dining room might be what you also want to do in your kitchen. So if you have blue chairs and maybe lighter wood table, maybe we pull some of those elements that you love and that's your style into the other areas of the home.
Hmm. Yes, I love this collaboration approach. And now for clients who are hesitant about the investment, but passionate about creating a space that truly reflects their family style, how do you guide them through the decision-making process?
Well, as far as the investment, you have to kind of think, is the investment for your enjoyment as you're living there? Is this the forever home, the next, 15, 20-year home? And then there's the resale value on the investment. So if we can kind of better understand why you're doing the remodel, what side of the investment is more important, that helps us specify certain materials. And maybe we wouldn't do it as specific to your taste if you're looking more for a resale value. And if you're looking for more of an enjoyment, then if there's something quirky you want that maybe not every person that walks through is going to want, um, bright purple tile, but you love purple, that's an enjoyment value on the investment. Also, all homes are going up in value. Out here in California, every house is just getting more and more expensive. So the more you do put into your home, you do see a return on that. And we've seen that trend over the last, 20, 30, 40 years. I don't see that trend going away. Your home is normally your biggest asset and your best investment.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And speaking of the standards, like how do you ensure that every project, regardless of a client's unique preferences, maintains the high standards of design and craftsmanship that your company is known for?
So it's all about the materials, making sure that you select good brands, brands that reps and manufacturers will stand behind, not these cheap products that might deteriorate over time that you're going to have to replace in a year or two. And then the second part of that is really having trained people do your install. If you buy a beautiful product that you've invested a chunk of money into, you don't want to have just anybody install it that maybe isn't trained and doesn't know all the little ins and outs, or that's going to use your project as a learning curve for this product. Every product needs an extremely trained installer, even down to your drywall. If you want your drywall done right, you need a drywall expert to come in there and shim out all the walls and make sure all the drywall's nice and smooth. My drywaller is obsessed with drywall. He will make sure everything is perfect. Same with the cabinet installer, same with the painter. Everybody wants to make sure their thing is perfect for the next trade coming in and for the homeowner when the project's complete. They all are very proud of their work when they're done. They all love getting after photos of the project when it's all completed. And they want to make sure everybody's happy and that you refer them. And, there's nothing you could point out that might not be perfect and up to your standards.
Yeah, that's incredible dedication. I love it so much. And what's your strategy for designing kitchens and bathrooms that are not only visually stunning, but also enhance the daily lives of the families who use them?
So we always try to keep in mind how the daily use of your kitchen's going to be. Are you going to wake up in the morning and then you're in the kitchen and are you pouring, two bowls of cereal for your kids and they need to really have space at the island for those two kids? Do you need to have areas, maybe you work, maybe your spouse works at home part of the time or gets home and is checking emails or whatever it might be. Maybe we need to make sure there's outlets in certain areas to plug in iPads or tablets or laptops or things of that nature. Do you cook a lot? Do you need a lot of counter space? Do you need a lot of refrigeration space? Are you going to the farmer's market and picking up all your fresh produce and vegetables and you need a way that it's going to last, 1 or 2 weeks? All of those things kind of factor in so that we can create a space that's really perfect for you and really functional and just really gets down to what your needs are. So we've all seen beautiful spaces that aren't functional. We've all been guilty of, maybe buying something that we thought was pretty, but it didn't quite work the way it is. But you really want to make sure it's a functional space when it comes to kitchens and baths, especially because these are the workhorses of your home. These are spaces you're using all the time. And so they need to be functional and work for you and your family's lifestyle.
That's such a thoughtful approach. And like, how do you guide homeowners in making design choices that will bring both long-term value and joy to their space, ensuring their home evolves with their needs?
So we love educating our clients. We are the experts on these materials, just like our clients are the experts in their field and what they do for their work. And so as we go through different materials and different products, we always make sure our clients understand why maybe you see the range behind me, why maybe a range is a better option for them. And we explain why being able to bake and saute something in their situation is a better option. But maybe some other clients, it's better to have a separate cooktop and wall oven. So we always go through every option with the client, what the pros and cons are, and which one we believe is better for their lifestyle and why we think it's better for their lifestyle. And then help them and then guide and help them through the process to picking the perfect material. If it's appliances, plumbing fixtures, countertops, cabinets, flooring, all of those kind of items have many options, many pros and cons to the different options. And it's really about educating clients and understanding their lifestyle so we can help guide them to the proper products that they will be happy with in the end.
That's a great way to think ahead. And now, in such a competitive market, how do you communicate the value of investing in quality and longevity when working with potential clients?
So quality is going to last forever. And if you were really going to stay in your home for, 3+ years, you're going to want quality. You're going to want something that's going to look as good as it did on the day it got installed 10 years later. We have many clients that we've gone back to that I've done projects for 10 years ago, 20 years ago, and we did maybe their kitchen, and then if maybe 5 years after that we come back for a bathroom, and another 5 years back for a bathroom, and you see their projects are still holding up really well. They still look good, they're still in good quality. Maybe they just need a little bit of touch up work, maybe a little touch up paint here or there, or maybe they want to just change out like their cabinet knobs and pulls. But if you go with timeless materials and good quality on the materials and craftsmen doing the install, that project is going to last a lifetime for those clients. And it's going to, as everything's getting more expensive, having done your kitchen 10, 20 years ago, the amount you're saving than having to redo it today is a big savings, versus if you do go with something a little bit cheaper, not a great install, the lowest bid kind of thing right now, and you're going to stay there a while, you're going to end up redoing that in another maybe 5 years. And at that time, it's going to be more than it would have done if you just did it right the first time.
Yeah, so true, so true. And what design elements or features do you recommend, like focusing on to ensure that a remodel remains timeless in both style and functionality for years to come?
I think a lot of times it's embracing kind of the architecture of the home. So if your home leads a little bit more towards a Spanish style, or we kind of like saying like a Santa Barbara style, then we want to use some of those elements in the project. So that way it flows throughout the whole house, and it's kind of timeless because now your home is kind of always that Spanish Santa Barbara style. And that helps it be a little bit more timeless than if you take an ultra modern kitchen, because that's what's trendy, with acrylic doors, and you put it in a Tuscan style home. It's going to just look odd and like, well, that was the trend back when that was done. But if you take that same ultra modern kitchen with the acrylic doors and you put it in a more modern home, then it goes with the home, and it's going to last, and it's going to be more timeless if you're kind of keeping with that architecture of the home. So we always want to look at our clients' homes. And of course, we can tweak it if maybe your house is a little more modern, but you want a little more transitional, or vice versa. But we still want to use some of those architectural elements so it just doesn't look like you were hopping on the trend bandwagon during that year and ended up with that project, but that it actually was a thoughtful process, and that it follows kind of that same architectural than the rest of the house.
Yeah, excellent advice. And finally, how does Alana Busse Construction commitment to excellence and customer satisfaction position you as a leader in design and build industry in Ventura County?
So what really makes us different, and there's not a lot of other firms out there like us, is I am a kitchen and bath designer. I do the plans along with an assistant that helps. And we take you really from the design process, and then I'm also the general contractor. I'm one of the few female general contractors in Ventura County, and one of the few even just in California. And going from the design process to the construction is I know every single little detail about that project. I have drawn that project, I have spec'd that project, I have been through every little inch of that project, that down to the minutest little detail we know, and we make sure that it's done properly. And we also really understand that those details in the beginning of a project when you're building it affect the end. So having someone that's with you from basically day one to the last day of construction makes it just go a lot smoother. There's no pointing fingers, oh, this went wrong, or that went wrong, or this wasn't done right, or that. We have thought of every single detail that a year project's going to entail, and we have made sure every single detail has been covered. And so you have that beautiful, perfect outcome when you get to the end.
Yes, that's amazing to hear. And Alana, it has been such a pleasure talking with you today. Thank you for sharing your
Thank
insights
you.
and passion with us and our listeners. So, if you're in Ventura County and looking to transform your space, Alana Busse Construction is definitely the team to reach out to. And until next time, keep dreaming big and designing even bigger. Thank you so much to our listeners, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye bye.